Welcome back to Timberview Builds. Today I'm going to show you how I took this 2017 E-Z-GO TXT and turned it into a rugged utility vehicle with custom touches that combine the styling of my two favorite Ford trucks, my grandpa's old Silver Ranger and my 2021 Ranger. When I told my friends I was going to buy a golf cart, they looked at me like I showed up barefoot to a wedding. I know, I live in a townhome, nowhere near a golf course, and shockingly, I don't want to tick my neighbors off that bad. So don't worry, I promise I have a plan. For now, just sit back, relax, and be thankful I edited out most of the cussing, because there was a lot. After I addressed some minor body damage underneath the seat with some Bondo, spray paint, and bed liner in a can, I started with the internals. I definitely wanted to add some basic accessories like headlights, taillights, and turn signals to make this thing more roadworthy, but I also wanted to add some utilitarian features, like a 3,000-pound winch. I know. You're probably thinking, what's this idiot need a winch on a golf cart for? Hit the subscribe button and you might be lucky enough to find out on a future episode. So I built a friction fit insert out of 1/4-inch plexiglass to mount a switchboard in the dash and started wiring up a 100 amp fuse panel to act as the motherboard for all future accessories. Man, I wish they offered Car Mechanics 101 in my high school. Having zero vehicle mechanic experience, tearing down the front axle had me cussing like I was getting paid by the word. I had issues with the tie rod, a fit with the steering arm. The shock mounts were barely big enough to fit a pinky in. Heck, even the plastic front grille thingy fought me tooth and screw. Several trips to Harbor Freight later, I finally got the right tools for the job. And I was starting to feel like I was making progress. I picked this cart up off Facebook Marketplace from an older gentleman in Cynthiana, Kentucky. The hour-long drive from Cincinnati was worth it. The cart was in decent enough shape, and the beautiful rolling hills of northern Kentucky were kind of a fun way to kick off my first towing experience. We only hit one bump, where you feel a certain unmistakable pucker, but everything that was wrong with the cart in Kentucky was still wrong in Ohio. We'll call that a win. With the front axle and suspension rebuilt with the 6-inch lift and coil-over shocks, I called in the big guns to start work on the rear.
But now I can install it.
Oh, no way.
Oh, wait.
Bro, we're geniuses!
That was like a puzzle game. That was a Rubik's Cube right there.
Hell yeah.
My girlfriend's little brother and I had the rear axle tore down quicker than Netflix can ask if you're still watching. The next step was to install the rear lift. Unfortunately, the brakes stopped our progress. Metaphorically, but also physically speaking. Just not in the way they typically slow you down. But never mind. The factory brakes on the cart were installed in the wrong orientation, where the metal tabs that engage the mechanical brakes were obstructing the axle mounts for the lift kit. After flipping the brakes, the rear axle came together with brand new heavy-duty leaf springs and coil-over shocks to match the front. The cart looked a little silly with the 6-inch lift and regular size wheels and tires, but driving it felt like a tank. This without the cannon, body armor, caterpillar tracks, and you know what? It was definitely still a golf cart, this much more rugged and tough. With the front and rear suspension complete, I moved on to finishing touches. Drawing inspiration from my grandpa's truck, I included the classic Ford Ranger badge with the EasyGo TXT model lettering below it. Some splash guards add to the heavy-duty appearance and frame out the showstopper on this build. 23-inch all-terrain tires mounted on 12-inch wheels. I wouldn't say this thing was ready for Moab, but it was definitely ready for any molehill the golf course could throw at it. A pair of 1-inch wheel spacers on the rear gives the cart a more aggressive stance. And finally, my vision was ready to come to life. But first, she needed a bath.